All right, we're going second here. And we are starting with Yamask. I don't mind starting with Yamask. We get energy advantage, then we can go into Cofagrigus. Why not? Usually you don't really want to be on the front line. Eevee or Cleffa would be nice, but as long as we find our Pokemon, then can't really complain too much. Good old Suicune EX and Froakie. The question is he running Greninja EX? I honestly feel like the Greninja EX with Suicune EX is better than the Suicune EX with just regular Greninja. Or at least I think so. I don't know. So he's going Froakie. He's putting a giant cape on Froakie. That does, if he is running base Greninja, that takes it from 120 to 140. So I can't one-shot it with Cofagrigus. The good thing is, though, since we did decide to put Cofagrigus in the front, not like we had an option or anything, then it means that we are able to attack for 20. And once we evolve, we're able to one-shot and attack for 120. Assuming it stays in the front line. Copycat. So Copycat means no Sabrina. He's got 4 cards though. Good chance to get a rare candy. Kind of hope he doesn't put any more cards down because alright, thankfully he replenished. 3 cards. I can Copycat next turn. Aw, man. Now he's thinning his hand completely. Copycat only works when your opponent is actually holding cards. We got double Cofagrigus. So I'm gonna go ahead and soul shot this. I gotta get rid of the Sylveons, unfortunately, because Copycat will make me net positive depending on how many cards he holds in hand. He does have a basic Pokemon in hand, however, with that being said. So whatever damage he's going to do, 20, 40, 60, he's going to 80 next turn. So he's going to do 80 damage. All we need is one more kill, and we do have a Cyrus to bring this Suicune back. Alright, so he hits for 80, we still live, and we don't even get killed by a Greninja if he does top deck a Greninja, which is also nice. Now what we gotta do is put down Cofagrigus. Let's go ahead and... probably putting a Cleffa down helps us get the maximum... Actually, it doesn't matter, I can always just... We don't need Cleffa, so I can get rid of it, technically, right? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to stay on. I wanted to keep the Cleffa in the deck to re-pull it so I can get rid of it. Because we got rid of both Sylveons. Eevee is useless now. And Cleffa, we already found our Cofagrigus, so we don't need anything else. All we're looking for is a Cyrus to bring this back. The Suicune. Ooh, he does have the Greninja EX. Maybe he's running both Greninja EX and base Greninja. Alright, well, we have 9 cards left. 1 Cyrus. If he has an elemental switch in hand, then he can stay safe and still attack and kill. If he doesn't have the elemental switch, then we're okay for now. Worst case scenario, he has elemental switch. It's not the end of the world, right? Alright, so at most you do have to discard 2 cards, or this attack does nothing. So even if we did find a, whatchamacallit, let's go ahead and Professor's Research. I'm gonna Soul Shot again. Get rid of Leaf, get rid of Eevee. Now, I don't think Greninja knows. I mean, I guess he does know. It doesn't matter. You can't swap out for free. Wait, he didn't even swap out the Suicune for free. He lost energy on it. Wait, why didn't he just swap out the Suicune for free? So, Greninja can only swap out water Pokemon for free. Ooh, him using Sabrina so I can tank a hit and survive actually helps us out because it lets us buy even more time, I think. Alright, and now I'm going to end turn. The reason why I'm ending turn is because we need 2 cards to discard or the attack does nothing. And I just realized that a little bit too late right here, because if I use Cyrus, I only have 1 card to discard, and that means I can't do my 120 attack, right? So we unfortunately do have to wait 1 extra turn just so we're able to discard 2. So it does suck that we're going to be down. I guess that's the issue. You can only attack so many times with Cofagrigus before it starts coming back to hurt you, which is why you do need Sylveon in the deck. But we never actually played Sylveon. We got rid of them. But this does work out. Now we can Cyrus. Doesn't matter who we Cyrus. We're doing 120 nonetheless, and they're both EXs. And now we can go ahead attack, which will make us discard red ants professors, and we're good. So hopefully that made sense on why we needed to wait an extra turn in order to discard 2. Alright, we're going second. And we got Yamask. I do think this deck might benefit if we're going first or second. Starting with Yamask is okay, I think. I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that. I'm trying to say everything will be okay, everything will be fine, but in reality, it might not be okay. It might not be fine. Now, we do have our Cofagrigus, which is nice. I don't want a Sabrina too early here, I don't think, because I want to make sure I can actually get a kill and attack. I do want to put this down. I want to put the Eevee. I kind of just want to... I'll put 1 Eevee down, because 1 Eevee down can give me more card draw, and that's perfectly fine. And then I think I will just end turn here. I could have put the Cleffa down just in case he Sabrina's us. Because if he Sabrina's us, then I want to go back. Alright, so we got hit for 20. Now we can Sabrina Cofagrigus. And I think we can get rid of the Cleffa now at this stage. We won't need Cleffa anymore. Let's go ahead and Sabrina. We get rid of 2 cards. I don't think we need the other Eevee either. 1 Eevee is good enough. Keep the Copycat in our hand because we'll be able to Copycat next turn, while still attacking the Muku. Copycat first, hopefully find another Cofagrigus. Interesting name. They got a Pokemon, so most likely Suicune, given the artwork on the back. It's another Muku. It's another Muku. Alright, so if I attack with Cofagrigus and I take 50 on the back with 70, I'm going down to 10 HP, but a Giant Cape puts me at 30 and I stay alive. So let's just Giant Cape. Why not? You know what I mean? Go to 100 and I'll take 70, so I stay at 30 and Muku can't one-shot me, but I can kill him back with the same Cofagrigus, which is funny. We got the Yamask, and we got a Cofagrigus, so I think that seals the deal. I don't think we have any other basic Pokemon, so using the Pokeball is useless. Instead, we can just go ahead and Soul Shot to get rid of that Pokeball. And I'll hold on to the red. No, I'll get rid of the red, because I need a Copycat again to pull more cards. My fear was maybe they find Suicune and they retreat off of Muku and go Suicune. Right? That was my biggest fear. But if they do that, I can just 2-shot it. We don't need to try and red. Actually, no. Red would have solidified the game, right? I hold red in hand. I have 3 cards. And if they go Suicune, I just get rid of my Copycat and Cofagrigus after using red. And then they lose the game. Yeah, that would have been the actual ultimate play. I guess it's okay. Slight little misplay right there, but at least we caught on and we learned from it. That I think holding on to the red still solidifies against all scenarios, rather than us needing to attack twice and waiting. So let's go ahead, evolve into Cofagrigus. We got 2 cards in hand, so we don't need to Copycat. We'll just go ahead and just... Yeah, we're good. Math checks out. This deck is pretty hilarious, but it's working. Alright, we are going first, and going first with an Eevee Sylveon is not too bad. Right? It's not too bad. It's been a while since I've seen a Geodude. Let's go. Ooh. Who could tell me what I messed up on? We're playing so quick. Who could tell me what we messed up on? We messed up on playing the Pokeball. We didn't play Pokeball, which means that we pulled an actual basic Pokemon, which was Yamask, unfortunately. I do think another Eevee is good, so we can Sylveon again next turn. We'll put a Yamask down right now. Maybe I can hold on to the Pokeball in all honesty. I can use it as fodder in the future. The only other basic Pokemon is going to be a Cleffa and another Yamask, but we already have one Yamask, and building one is good enough. So if we find those other basic Pokemon, then this card in hand is a dead card, which is a good card, because more dead cards in hand is good for our Cofagrigus. Now, I could still just put one energy on Sylveon. Geodude has to go to Geograveler, I think. One energy here on Sylveon. Which might have been a bad idea, because if I top deck, say, like a Leaf. Alright, and then I'm just going to end turn here. I got to do quick research. Graveler, I said Geograveler. Graveler is 2 energy to attack for 100 HP. Golem is the tanky one that I can't kill, so I need to at least hit it one time. And Golem with Brock. Oh, doesn't actually have it. I think this guy unironically thinks that the... Yeah, no, he messed up, bro. He thought that Heavy Home was going to save him, but he needs 3 retreat cost, not 2. We're good. All right, we are going second, I believe, against a water deck. Ice Cube, which means if it's full HP, it takes minus 40 damage from attacks. Thankfully, we do have energy advantage. I always hate going up against water decks running energy advantage and Misty. It's the worst, man. Absolutely vile and vicious. But we got the energy advantage, so all we need to do is find a Cofagrigus from this Pokeball, hopefully. And we'll be pretty much on curve, ready to go. We got the Eevee. Worst case scenario, if we don't find it from the Pokeball, 66% chance. Nice. I was going to say we could just toss the Eevee down and switch over to it because we have Leaf in hand already, so we can card draw. Now, don't get me wrong yet. Finding that Yamask was the first battle, right? That was the first step. Finding the Cofagrigus was the second step. We did find it. If we didn't find it, I would have swapped from Cleffa, ran over to the Sylveon, and then, you know, evolve it. So we are primed. We're set up. Cofagrigus, even though it's minus 40 HP, we still do it. So I hope he builds the front here on Ice Cube. Hoping he builds the front with energy. I don't know if Ice Cube has any evolutions. I don't think so, but Ice Cube can be a tanky Pokemon for him to build anyone he wants on the back line. No! Yes! He didn't put that on Ice Cube. Okay. Come on, put energy on Ice Cube. Come on, come on. Yes! Alright, he's putting energy on Ice Cube because he doesn't realize Cofagrigus does 120, which means 80 minus 40 is still, or 120 minus 40 is still 80 damage. We get to catch him off guard here. Let's get a quick swap over to the Cofagrigus. Not bad. We'll build up a second Cofagrigus as well. I'm going to go ahead and Sylveon this. Get as many cards as possible in my hand so we can actually discard. I don't think we need the second Sylveon, and I don't need Leaf, so I'm gonna go ahead and Soul Shot this. 80 exact. Sylveon's gone, Leaf is gone. Those cards we don't need. I'm not going to Professor's Research. The main reason why is because I want to thin my hand while also expanding my hand at the same exact time, if that makes any sense, right? Meaning, I don't want to build so many cards in my hand, which is good fuel for a Cofagrigus, and then he red cards me and I'm back down. I want to at least, you know, make him seem like I only have 3 cards in hand. That's perfectly fine, but then I can still Professors. And then after I Professors, I attack. Then I can Copycat that third turn to rebuild and go again. We get a lot of ammunition. So this was a good surprise factor we just did here. He's building the back, so top decking a Sabrina would be very strong. Even if we don't, we can one-shot this Lombre I know he's trying to find a Ludico. Ludico? Where if you have 1, 3, or 5, or what is it, 3, 5, 7 cards in hand, something like that, odd numbers. It does 120 damage. So our Cofagrigus can get, there it goes, Ludicolo. So it can one-shot us. Yeah, 1, 3, or 5. We gotta find a giant cape. We gotta find a giant cape here. 6 cards remaining, 1 in the deck, 1 in 6. We got the giant cape. We get to live. Put it on the Cofagrigus here in the front. Build up a second Cofagrigus in the back. Evolve it. And I'm gonna Soul Shot. We don't need the other Eevee because we got rid of Sylveon. We don't need Cyrus because, well, Ludico is going to be staying in the front, I'm assuming. Ludicolo. Alright, so we get to survive 1 hit, which is nice. And I get to Copycat next turn, which is also nice. The problem is we're running out of cards for fuel. I have to discard 2 cards in order to attack. Not 1, but 2, or else my attack does nothing. So that means I only have a chance to attack 2 more times with the Cofagrigus. 240 more damage is the most we can do. So we might have to put energy here on this next turn to Sylveon, just in case. Which is also, I guess, a good reason why we have a backup damage dealer. Yeah. Alright, 120. We got 2 cards in hand exactly. Let's go ahead and Copycat. It's always a good thing to keep at least 1 Sylveon for this main reason, right? Boom. Let's go ahead and Soul Shot. I don't need to Copycat anymore because we already have all of our hands right now, right? Red doesn't do anything Copycat, so let's get rid of both. Sabrina's good in case they giant cape the Pyukumuku and I can't one-shot it with 70. Actually, it doesn't matter. I have 2 cards exactly, so I can still guarantee attack with the Cofagrigus for 120. If I didn't want to go into the Sylveon. Dude, Cofagrigus puts down a lot of damage, man. And it doesn't even matter if you find dead cards in your deck. Like, say your Pokeball becomes a dead card eventually. Cool. Fodder it for Cofagrigus. You know? It's crazy, man. Alright, we are going first, and we have Yamask. We have double Yamask, actually. The sad thing is, he can just attack with no energy needed. I'll put another Yamask down, and we'll just end turn. We might use the Giant Cape as fodder. We might need to use Leaf to build up a back Yamask while he attacks the front. He probably builds the Riolu, to be quite honest with you. Ooh, he's going heavy on the Reggie. So Hiker lets him look at his next 4 cards because he has 4 fighting Pokemon in hand, and he gets to rearrange all 4 in any order that he wants. The more fighting Pokemon you have, the more cards you get to draw and rearrange in your favor. So now this gives him like the most optimal start imaginable, yeah? Hypothetically speaking. Sabrina does nothing because he already has another Tyrogue, so we're gonna have to Professor's research this. We got the Cofagrigus on the back line. And I do have an Eevee, which I'll throw down an Eevee. And we'll end third here. Sadly, we're gonna have to use up a lot of Cofagrigus attacks on a little tiny Tyrogue. Alright, so I'm not going to use red. So red's going to be a dead card here. Let's go ahead and swap. And I don't think I'm going to use... I don't think I'm going to use the second Eevee. So red and Eevee are gone. All I need is 1 Sylveon, and that's it. We have 2 in the deck and 8 cards remaining. because I can attack one Pokemon like Lucario with Sylveon and then Cyrus and bring it back. So I want to keep Cyrus and Sabrina, and I might want to keep my Giant Cape just in case I decide, you know what, screw it. Cyrus and Sabrina are gone. I'm going to live against a Regirock with a Giant Cape. Oh no, I won't, because Tyrogue hits, I go down 40 damage because they already got the Lucario evolved. So it would be a Sabrina this turn to get one of these guys dead. Or just Sabrina at the very end to try and kill the Lucario and then Cyrus it back kind of deal, right? So yeah, let's go Cofagrigus. And I think we win off of a Cyrus next turn. Or Sabrina next turn, my bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and put energy on Cofagrigus here. Attack, get rid of my Sylveon, get rid of Giant Cape. He has no energy on Lucario, so he's going Regirock here, and then I can just Sabrina for the win with the other Cofagrigus. And then we're good to go. We'll have 3 cards in hand. We're set. Unless he uses Mars, because then we're down. Alright, Hiker means no Mars, so the only card he can use is red card, which I'll be net positive, and I am able to actually discard a bunch. Yeah, you don't really see Cofagrigus. I think that's how you pronounce his name, someone said. Cofagrigus. You don't really see Cofagrigus. And whatchamacallit? Regirock. Now, unfortunately, we don't kill anymore because he put another Regirock down. So Sabrina doesn't kill. However, whoever he goes to will die, and it has to be the Regirock. And if he goes to the other Regirock, he's stuck on that Regirock with 3 retreat, unless he has, like, say, a Lyra, I guess. And if he has a Lyra, then I am so sad. I'm just assuming he doesn't have Lyra, and I'm using the attack here to get rid of my Cyrus. He's still playing the game, so I'm assuming he has Lyra, which means that we might have lost here. Oh, he doesn't have. Heavy helmet. If he had Leaf, he would have... Oh. We're good. We're good. We're good. I was going to say, if he had Leaf, he would have used it last turn instead of using the Hiker. Oh, that was a terrifying match. I'm not going to lie. That was a terrifying match nonetheless. Him putting double Regirock was a terrifying thing for Cofagrigus because we can't one-shot, but we're thinning our hand and our deck so much. And we only have X amount of attacks we can use, right? We're limited. All right, we're going second, and we have Cleffa in the hand and Yamask. I'm going to put down both because now we can thin our hand super quick, right? Find that Cofagrigus very early while building the back and staying safe on the front. I mean, I guess we're not really... It doesn't matter about being safe on the front. They have heat more. Pokeball. So I'm assuming Torchic, right? Considering the Blaziken on the background. I wish I had a Pokemon in this deck that could just one-shot the Torch. That's OP if you can, right? Jirachi is already bad enough. Alright, so I think I'm going to use one Pokeball. I don't think I'm going to need Leaf, so I could probably get rid of the Leaf as fodder. I could double poke this game. I'm not going to need to hold on to my Pokeball for fodder, I don't think. So I'm just going to do that. Professor's Research. red. I'll put down a Yamask. Put an Eevee down. And I think another Yamask. And then we'll Twinkly Call. That's probably going to be the best play for us. This will either be a Sylveon or it's going to be a Cofagrigus, but either way, we're getting card draw next turn, which will be great, which is why I wanted to put the Eevee down ahead of time. Because if we're able to attack with Cofagrigus next turn, that's great. And if I can also... Ooh, I was going to say if I could also just Sabrina this turn and kill the Torchic, that's better. They're X-speeding over to the Entei. Oh, man. Sylveon with red? Please, please, don't put energy on Entei. Don't put energy on Entei. Actually, put energy on Entei. Why not? Because then it'll mean he needs extra cards, which is a Flame Patch, Rare Candy, and Blaziken. 3 out of 5 in his hand. Or 3 out of 6. Alright, come on, Cofagrigus. Come on, Cofagrigus. We need you. 2 and 8. 2 and 8. 2 and 8. Come on, come on. No, I feel so sad right now, chat. I feel so sad. Now, the bad news is, yes, we didn't find the Pokemon we wanted. That's the bad news. And the bad news is he could red card us. So the bad news is we couldn't find the card we wanted. 2 and 5 chance of finding it. The good news is if he doesn't Giant Cape this turn or red card us this turn, no Giant Cape, no red card, just attack. No Giant Cape, no red card, just attack. No Giant Cape, no red card. Nice. All right, we have a 2 and 5 chance of finding one Cofagrigus, which is a what? 40% chance of winning the game right here, right now. 40%. Dang, we don't win the 40%, unfortunately. Now, obviously, I can still just Professor's Research and then find it, but then we can't red and kill him in one single shot, which would have been nice. We still don't find it. It's the bottom 2. My Cofagrigus is bottom 2. No, absolutely no, dude. No. That sucks, man. That sucks, dude. We had such a perfect play. Everything we played perfectly against this Entei, Torchic, Blaziken. He probably swaps over to Mega Blaziken. He's not swapping to the Mega Blaziken. Unfortunately, my Sabrina is going to have less effect now. Alright, so I need to Sabrina this turn if that makes any sense. Because if he has double Rare Candy, double Blaziken, I lose. But if I Sabrina right now and hit the Heatmore, kill it, Torchic, kill it, and I go +1, then I can always Cyrus and kill the Entei later on. So a Sabrina has to happen this turn. It has to happen this turn no matter what. I gotta pick up a +1. Alright, and then I'm gonna Soul Shot. I don't need Leaf. I don't care about the other Sylveon. All we gotta do is make sure we keep our red or our Cyrus in hand. I should have put down Eevee though, just to thin my deck a bit. All right. I don't think they run healing items in the deck. Right? They most likely don't. I've played this deck before. I don't think I run healing on it. Or a Giant Cape, for that matter. There goes that second Rare Candy we predicted. Which is the reason why I needed to Sabrina early before killing the Entei, because there was no way we're going to kill any of the other Pokemon. And we win the game. So after a very rough start, surprisingly, we somehow came out on top and won. You can't make that up. How do we end up having both of our Copycats and both of our Cofagrigus at the bottom of the deck? That's very unlucky, right? Now, despite the unlucky turn of events, we still managed to come out on top, which is still a win in my book, especially against an Entei Blaziken deck who has very insane card draw and very good ramp and possibilities to swap around and all this other stuff. It's meta, you know? Cofagrigus isn't really meta, but you can see he's showing up and getting some work done. All right, so this is the Cofagrigus deck. Cofagrigus, I think it's Cofagrigus. Let me know how to pronounce it. It's running double Yamask, double Cofagrigus, double Eevee, the boosted evolution, so you can evolve on your very first turn if you get Sylveon because you want card draw, and then a single Cleffa, and that's it. So 5 basic Pokemon. Cofagrigus' special attack is able to discard, or it's able to hit for 2 energy for 120 damage. But you have to discard 2 cards from your hand. If you're not able to discard 2, you cannot attack. So always keep that in mind. You got to be net positive because you only have a limited number of attacks that you can do. So cards that can give card draw is always going to be good, which is why we're running double Sylveon in the deck. Cleffa to help find the cards as soon as possible so we can start attacking as soon as possible, as much as possible with Cofagrigus. Underrated Pokemon in my opinion. Absolutely does work. We have double Pokeball, double Copycat, so when our hand is thin, we can replenish it, assuming that the opponent's hand is full, and we can still keep on attacking. Professors for the obvious card draw, right? Every deck has it. Sabrina, Cyrus, bread and butter. Always got to have a Sabrina, Cyrus. It's so good in this deck too. A Leaf, just in case we start with Yamask and we want to Leaf off of Yamask into the Cleffa. But honestly, you could probably get rid of Leaf and go X-Speed. I had a game where I think I wish I used X-Speed and then Sabrina just to conserve energy and supporters. You can't run double supporter in the same turn, so maybe Leaf is the optional card you can kick out for an X-Speed. And then we have Red, just for Cofagrigus to go from 120 to 140 against other Pokemon like Entei, who's at 140, Suicune, who's at 140, I think, Raikou, who's at 130, Darkrai, who's at 140. A lot of Pokemon out there that are EXs. Sylveon is at 140. I think Indeedee also at like 130. You know, you got options. Red is always good to have, so you can one-shot some of those good, strong Pokemon that you're seeing frequently in the online matches. And then we have the Giant Cape, last but not least, just so we can survive a, like, Mega Blaziken attack on Sylveon, maybe a Gyarados attack or something. A little bit of survivability, just in case you need it. You never know. And that is pretty much it. That is the Cofagrigus deck. Again, highly unrated. We went 6-2 with it. Very strong, all right? And the last game was definitely a nail biter because we should have lost that matchup against the Blaziken, but we still won instead. So yeah, definitely give this deck a shot if you guys haven't already. One of my new favorite decks, surprisingly. It does require a little bit of pivoting and thinking because you're removing a lot of cards from your hand, but very fun, very fun.